Hello everybody, it's the All-Arounder and welcome back to an unusual but normal playthrough. Of course, we are back here with the German Empire, and we are currently holding our ground, building up for an inevitable war. Whether or not it is I who instigate it or the syndicalist, it is a war nevertheless. And so far, things going on in the world. Africa, completely broken. South America seems to be slowly falling into syndicalism. Authoritarian democracy. Commie. Chile? Commie. Peru. Ooh. Ecuador? Liberal. National populist must be a recent change. Yeah, it's gotta be a recent change. Yeah, 38 elections. Aha, I was right. And the Ottomans puppeted Yemen and Muscat as they dominate their war. Iran is on retreat. They're closing in on the capital of Tehran, and a stalemate has occurred over the Suez. Eventually, I'm sure that will break. Whether or not it is in an Ottoman victory, who knows? But whoever breaks the deadlock will win the war. Because once they expand past the one province and they spread out, it's all downhill from there, pretty much. Of course, North America is almost fully communist or syndicalist, with the Central America, United Mexican States, the combined syndicates of America, and the last bastions of conservatism and liberalism. Oh, nope, they're conservative as well. Either way, democracy is practically the last holdout on mainland America. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Got that. I'm getting this. Not really much to kind of elaborate on. My biggest concern really is to hope that they don't go social democrat. Wait a second, what? They were social. Did they have a second election? Huh. Well then. All may not be lost. Because at this point, as long as they don't turn into the Batavian Commune, it does not bother me. If they turn into that bothers me, because that's one more front I've got to deal with. And I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay. Oh, cool. About time. See, I'm not entirely sure what to do. I could either get a little bit more boosted factory output, and then 2% recruitable population, or I can get a little bit of political power and some research time. Honestly, I think this is the better option. The Europa Commission, and then the Europa Brigaden. But some people may weigh the odds in a different way. It just depends on the current situation. Mine is not really dire, aside from the part I don't want to switch my conscription law. Mobilize. fighters. Secure my position. Because I know I got 2 tank groups, but they're not really. I got 2 tank groups, but they're not really in strength. The Balkans is in war, and it looks like Bulgaria is winning? Question mark? Oh, never mind. They're just at Bulgaria against the entire Balkans. That sounds about right. What is Serbia? Serbia is in a faction with Romania. Why are they at war with them? I don't understand this. Why are they at war with them? Albania. Ah, that is why. Because Albania, the discount syndicalist, went social democrat instead of social conservative. One's conserving, and one's being extremely social. Oh, there we go. An armed incident in Nanjing. As Germany celebrates the 20th anniversary of the victory and the reunion of all the Lotharingen. I don't know how to say that. Pretty much what it's saying is Alsace and Lorraine. These people, this territory being formalized and being placed back into the Reich. The festivities took place in the city of Nanjing, formerly Nancy. Have been tarnished by violent demonstrations from French-speaking minorities who never fully integrated it into our empire. Still complaining about economic discrimination, social repercussions, as the military parade and speeches from the Stadthalter were met by insults and catcalls from populace. The demonstration has worsened and turned into a riot. Official buildings have been attacked by armed protesters, killing 2 policemen and a number of German-speaking civilians have been assaulted by the mob, even if the police has regained control of the streets, and many demonstrators, including French-speaking militant leaders, have been put under arrest. The situation is still extremely tense. Mine workers from French-speaking Lorraine, is what I'm going to call that, have went on strike, and discontent is fueled by French propaganda. In Berlin, where the public opinion calls for drastic measures, the cabinet is about to put Lorraine under military administration until law and order are restored. Restore order! We must control the situation. Because I didn't need an annoyance enough. I mean, I'm glad I got rid of the Rhineland. That's like the biggest thing. This is just kind of like a fly. It's a nuisance that can be dealt with immediately. What am I doing? Production-wise, things are going well. Did I ever become chromium? Did I ever become extracted important? No. Where's my... Okay, I've got all that. I need to do synthetic stuff. Do Luxembourg, because it's close enough and it's not connected to a farm. There's not really much going on, per se. Spain, of course, is still pretty divided. I'm honestly surprised that the commies didn't take out the kingdom. But I have seen miracles come out of thin air before, like somebody pulling it out of their ass. But, nevertheless, it still could go bad. And the only reason why I believe, the only reason why they're probably holding on is, they got the 3 buffs from the assistance from me, the French Empire, and the Russian Empire. Never mind, it's called the French Republic. Oh, he went Social Democrat. That could be worse. The Syndicalists are getting help from all three communards. And the Carlists are just here. So they're playing really good defensive work. Which is interesting because the Republic of Italy, or Legionary Italy, I'm not sure what they go down. They went down the Republic. Okay, so yeah, they usually do the Carlist. But could change. Who knows? Time will only tell. And as we venture from Europe and Spain, we look and see. Not a whole hell of a lot. Go ahead and swap that out, update that. Japan is doing stuff. They're being helped out by the communists. Why? Why are you helping this person? It's almost like Germany and Russia helping each other in our timeline to take out Poland. That's exactly what is going on here. The Japs are national populist, and their faction is, because most of them, if not all of them, are puppets. And the communards are helping the Japs take out the eastern part. Hey, look, Oswald Mosley. He's got a good mustache. That mustache, though. Good. But for the most part, this is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot. Oh, never mind. I just seen this. Bulgaria is getting extremely violated by Greek people. All this stuff is just probably funneled through freaking Montenegro and then Albania, and then the Greeks are just like, you know what? This territory right here is ours. Why don't we just keep taking more? Because Byzantine Empire? Question mark. Actually, something I want to bring up is the new update whenever it comes out. It's going to be extremely interesting because it's focusing just on the Americas. North, South, and Central. South America, from what I've read, is supposed to have a complete rework in the fact that... excuse me. Oh my. It's been a long day. South America is supposed to get a full rework. Argentina starts out split up between a rebellious southern group that I believe is syndicalist, and then Argentina, which is pretty much what you see there as La Plata. It is consisting of the northern provinces up here. Ottomans. Yeah, the Ottomans. Huh. Interesting. But, yeah, apparently Brazil, I didn't really look too much into it. But Brazil, from what I understand, if they get conquered, they get split into like 5 separate states. Now, these states are also supposed to have their own focus tree. So that's like a real confusing thing when you think about it. But then it doesn't compare to the most recent, or not the most recent, but the second, like I think it's 54 is the progress report. And it focuses on Central America and a little bit in the Caribbean. Substantial loan. Need a little stability hit. And why not? It's the worst. It's not that bad. It's something small and temporary. But the The progress report that focuses on Central America is really interesting because it balkanizes the whole area. So you've got Costa Rica, Nicaragua. You've got all the stuff, all the nations that are practically in modern day, and it's interesting because they're all supposed to have their own focus tree, and I'm not sure if they all lead to the same aspect, but I think they do. Some of them do lead to like what we have here, not necessarily Central America. Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, it kind of sucks they died. Fed Marshal Wilhelm Grüne. That sucks. But, moving back to this, but I mean, they have the idea of creating a united Central America, which I find cool. I really do. Mexico, I believe, is 55, which is like the most recent one, and it's kind of interesting. They don't start out, actually, I think they do start out Close. Either way, their focus tree is going to be completely reworked. Yeah, they do start out Close, and they actually start out as with this one, Zapata. They start out with that guy. It's interesting. It's really interesting seeing all these progress reports and how things are going to be laid out.